For centuries, the myth has existed. In all parts of the world, people tell stories about giant humanoid creatures, the Yeti, the Sasquatch, and most importantly, Bigfoot. The myth of Bigfoot has existed for hundreds of years, but exploded into American pop culture in the 60s and 70s, and has remained strong as a result of the reaction against government actions and the pop culture obsession that has arisen with Bigfoot. Bigfoot has been a native myth for centuries in the Pacific Northwest. Sasquatch actually means hairy giant in one of the local languages, and is coined in reference to the creature in 1920 by a local newspaperman that was gathering legends for an article. The type of cryptid that Sasquatch was rumored to be varied from tribe to tribe and from family to family, and there was debate over whether or not Bigfoot was good or bad. The first white person who saw Bigfoot was David Thompson in 1811. The modern Bigfoot craze began in the United States in 1958 when a California man called Gerald Crew found Bigfoot prints around some construction equipment on a site he was working at. The story drew international attention, but it turns out that it was fake. Ray Wallace was revealed to have faked the prints after his death by his family and to have worked with the local Humboldt Times in order to make the story become a sensation. Wallace spent his entire life faking Bigfoot evidence such as fur, prints, and feces. The story about the prints is what caused many people to start searching for Bigfoot in the United States and the Pacific Northwest specifically. The search for Bigfoot, despite being kicked off by a hoax, remains strong. Less than a decade after the Humboldt County prints, one of the most prolific pieces of evidence of Bigfoot's existence was captured. This video is one of the most cited sources of evidence that Bigfoot does exist. Captured in 1967 by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin, it is a basis of many people's beliefs. However, it has some skeptics. Even some of the most hardcore believers have their doubts about this video and claim that it's a fake. Mr. Crook, who heads a Bigfoot searching group based in Oregon, claims that it's a fake. Many scientists have looked into it and have a split opinion. Patterson claimed that when it was brought to some special effects experts, they said, "We could try faking it, but we would have to create a completely new system of artificial muscles and find an actor who could be trained to walk like that. It might be done, but we would have to say that it would be almost impossible." This backs up his claims and establishes his validity, which is the reason that so many people still believe in it. An expert in primate reflexology also agrees with this, saying that the patterns of the footprint cast reflect how primates walk and can't be replicated. However, most primate experts do not believe in Bigfoot, and special effects experts don't mean anything if this is the only piece of video evidence that has not been completely debunked. So many other videos have been disproved that it brings out to this one as well. Mr. Crook did not provide a reason that he thought it was fake, but others say that is because of the inconclusive evidence, no matter how large the volume of evidence is. Most sightings and most people who believe in Bigfoot are from the Pacific Northwest. On this map from the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, all states are shown to have Bigfoot sightings, but the majority of them are in Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. There have also been a high number of sightings from Florida, Ohio, and Illinois. So while the legend of Bigfoot has spread to other parts of the United States, it remains strongest in its place of origin. Bigfoot has captured the American imagination, and people all over believe and report of Bigfoot sightings. The reason that the legend of Bigfoot spread originally was because of people. People staged many protests during the 1970s in order to express their discontent with the government at the time. The government was involved in the Cold War with the USSR, and so they started a proxy war in Vietnam. The type of people who protested this action were a big part of the counterculture that was related to the group that promoted the spread of Bigfoot. The New Left, as it was called, was against the establishment and comprised mainly of college students and hippies. Hippies, while political, also pushed social reform. They wanted free love and legal drug use. A great many people of the hippie movement used drugs. The Pacific Northwest has a stereotype of being a very hippie-esque place, and so does Humboldt County, California, where the first Bigfoot prints were found. I once heard someone call the people who live in Humboldt County marijuana white Rastafarian types. And my bassoon teacher, who grew up in British Columbia, the Canadian province that touches Washington, said that all the people who she knows that say they have seen Bigfoot were probably also under the influence at the time. There's a strong correlation between being high and seeing Bigfoot. Hippies spread their myths about Bigfoot sightings, keeping the legend alive and promoting it among others. Another thing that really helps with the spread of Bigfoot as a concept is popular media. There are both TV shows and movies about Bigfoot. Finding Bigfoot is an entire Animal Planet series based on the search for Bigfoot, and on their team they even have a classic skeptic in order to appeal to a wider audience. There are lots of movies about Bigfoot as well. Harry and the Hendersons, where Bigfoot is adopted by a family, was popular in the 80s. In the new series of Mystery Science Theater 3000, one of the movies they heckle is about Bigfoot. A boy finds and befriends him, and his dad is one of the people who is searching for Bigfoot because he's a pest. It's definitely worthy of being heckled. In 2017, there's also going to be an animated movie about Bigfoot aimed at kids called Son of Bigfoot. Not to mention that in this very school, people have made their own mockumentaries about Bigfoot hunters. Who doesn't love Dr. Aussie and Dave?
Day 1 of the hunt for Bigfoot. The skies are clear, it's a little chilly. I'm here with Dr. Aussie, the most experienced Bigfoot hunter of the century.
That's me.
Dr. Aussie, in your opinion, how will the hunt go today?
Well, you know, I've been on a lot of BF hunts. Usually it's like dark and rainy because that's when the BF likes to come out. But you know, today the skies are clear, the wind is going in the right direction. I'm sensing down in my Bigfoot hunting heart that, you know, today's gonna be a good one. I feel like we're gonna catch him.
The Bigfoot myth has spread so much and is so popular in the United States that it is accepted as common. So common, in fact, that there are laws about hunting Bigfoot. In Texas, it is legal to kill Bigfoot because he is classified as an invasive and non-protected species. Our representative refuses to get into a debate over whether or not Bigfoot is real. But in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, actually, it is illegal to even harass Bigfoot or any subspecies that may be undiscovered that is related to Bigfoot. The legend of Bigfoot is not alone. Many cultures across the world have myths that have taken on a life of their own. The most similar is obviously the Yeti of the Himalayas. Both the Yeti and Bigfoot are giant, humanoid, hairy creatures. Other cryptids have large followings, most recently the Babadook because of his status as a gay icon. Not to mention the Jersey Devil. They're so popular that they have a whole hockey team named after them. Bigfoot legends have existed for years, but they spread most recently thanks to popular media and drugs. Thanks, hippies.